to the victim's residence, no guns, no alcohol or illegal drugs, no acts of domestic violence, and my understanding is you've got another hold in there, so I'll appoint the city public defender to follow along with your case, and we'll set it for August 26th at 9:30. Okay? So I can't hear anything except the officers. So is he hearing me? So I'm giving you a city public defender because you're in custody on something else, but they'll follow you with these charges to see if you're in or out, okay? And what you want to do with these misdemeanors. Okay? So all right, you're excused.
Thank you.
He has to hold it down the whole time. What's your name?
Jason Silvera.
Okay, let's see, Mr. Silvera. I am seeing you on a warrant out of Verde Valley Justice Court. And it's from 2014. So I'm going to release you and note that you are in custody and set a court date for them August 6th at 10 o'clock. So then they can figure out where you are and go from there. Okay. But you're released on this. So go to court if you get out on your other charge. All right.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Is it just one question? Is it a misdemeanor charge or a felony charge?
It's a misdemeanor charge from 2014. Yeah. So probably show up and it'll go away.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
If you can get Bell. And Your Honor, before we continue, this officer walked out of jail. Mr. Bell is going to be next, but we were wondering if we could continue Mr. Gant and Mr. Johnson.
They don't want to be part of this project.
We had a power outage on our end, and the housing unit officers in those respective units
Okay.
having issues sending the traffic down. We were wondering if we could continue in the morning, but when that we verified that, Your Honor.
All right. It looks like Mr. Gant's got another hold anyway, right? So does the defense okay with continuing it until the morning?
Yes, Judge.
Gant, I will continue till the morning. And then who was the other one? I'm sorry.
Mr. Johnson, first name Marley, Your Honor.
Okay. And same thing, he's got a hold, so I will continue him till the morning too. All right, thanks.
Thank you, Your Honor.
What's your name, sir?
Dave Bell.
All right, Mr. Bell, you are charged with misconduct involving weapons, being a prohibited possessor. And do I have recommendations somewhere for the state? Yes, there they are. Okay. Okay.
Okay, good.
All right. And so, no bond, I guess. Mr. Bell was on release. So I will appoint Dominic Rizzi to represent Mr. Bell, hold him without a bond, and set a bond hearing for July 30th at 2:30, and set the in custody preliminary hearing date for August 5th at 1:30. And that's it, sir.
Well, the start of a shell, you got water that you're in. Well, and it was sitting in the stairs. That's on with the nurse. It's laying on the ground. Yes, it was 20. That's what you have to take. Do you want to report the chair? Maybe let's hear on the seniors.
Can you guys move the microphone towards the defendant, like point it away from you all? Thank-
Mute Judge while we're getting situated. Give me the.
Yeah. What's your name, ma'am?
Tatum Kellerman.
Right, you are charged with disorderly conduct and looks like failures to appear. So I'm going to give you one more chance to show up in Green Valley Justice Court on August 1st at 8:30. If you don't, a warrant will issue for your arrest, and don't go back to the incident location, okay?
Okay,
All right.
thank you.
That's it.
Sandalin.
Hello,
What's your name?
Britta Angela Sandlin.
Okay, Miss Sandelin, you have I am seeing you on a misdemeanor warrant for a DUI, and Judge Steele wants you to hold on a bond. So I'm going to appoint Amanda Bynum to represent you. No alcohol or illegal drugs. Don't drive without a valid license. I'm going to hold you on a $24.99 bond, and your next court date on this misdemeanor will be set for July 30th at 10 o'clock.
Okay, so what does that bond mean?
That means don't post it if you have a felony because you won't get out anyway. So wait and talk to Miss Bynum, basically. But it's holding you on this misdemeanor. So even if you got out on your felony, if you didn't post the bond on this misdemeanor, you'd be in there until the 30th. And you see Judge Steele. So looks to me like you have both bonds on both cases. And I can't give you any more advice, but you've got 2 lawyers, I'm sure. So talk to them about them, okay?
So does that mean that is that bail? What is bond?
Yeah, it's
What does
bail.
that mean?
It's bail.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, alrighty.
Okay.
Yeah, alright, thank you. Okay.
Also, no, that's been there for a while.
Oh.
I didn't want to.
What?
That Band-Aid.
Excuse me, that's a lot. It's probably most So. The judge?
Yeah.
What's your name? What's your name?
Troy Andres Allen.
Troy Allen. Okay. You have failures to appear for criminal trespass and drug paraphernalia. So I'm going to order you not to possess any alcohol or illegal drugs and not to return to those criminal trespass locations. And you have to come back to court August 22nd at 2:30 or a warrant will issue for your arrest. You understand? Okay. Then
Yes.
you're released, man.
Larry Joseph.
You're fucking red, dude. So I was asking you again, like, on time a bit.
You're from the right now. So, please.
And so I was asking if you could just tie them for a bit, dude. Look how red they are. I feel like they're gonna fall
I'm
off.
just gonna ask you a question.
Okay,
What's your name?
Harry, that's me, Greenie.
All right. You are charged with domestic violence, criminal damage, domestic violence, disorderly conduct. If I release you, you cannot go back to the victim's residence or have any contact with her, with Miss Aguilar. You understand?
Yes.
You agree you're not gonna do that?
Can I have this shit? Sorry, my hands hurt, dude.
You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And you,
Yes, ma'am.
and you won't go back?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, then you're released. No acts of domestic violence, no alcohol or illegal drugs, no return to Ms. Aguilar's residence, and no contact with her. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, then you're released.
Thank you. You guys take this shit off now? Please.
Thing you should do when you don't have any attorneys.
Oh, I know. I need the actual.
I'm working off around drawing. So what's your name?
What's your
My
name?
name is Nick Valdez. Name is Valdez.
All right, Mr. Valdez, I'm seeing you on a bunch of failure to appear in city court, criminal trespass, theft, disorderly conduct, threats and intimidation. I'm going to order you not to have any contact with the victims, not to return to the incident locations, and I'm going to release you, and your next court date will be August 23rd at 9 o'clock. That's it.
It's just for the courts and if you don't have everything's been told.
All right.
I'm being released today.
No, on my stuff you are.
What? Yeah, on your stuff. Do you want me to show? Do I have to show up to your courtroom?
You show up,
I could
you're
be going
out.
to court.
They're gonna give you paperwork.
Wait. Do you gonna send me the banner? Can I be released right now? I mean, am I going to banner? Because I don't have problems with stop purpose. These are being gay. These are trying technology. I own a technology company. I have a laser band.
All right, well,
Sorry,
it
son.
looks like you're going to Banner, but then you're gonna be released on these failures to appear on the city court. So deal with your
This all
Banner stuff
connected.
first, and then you're released.
Dude,
Bye.
no, connected. I've been getting spit on, arrested by many people. I don't
All right, we're done.
I need cost.
See, it's okay, sir. I want you to. It's fine. It's fine. It's only good experience. There's no But what they. Only I. So we looking out. So we got to make a concern.
Hello, Judge, yes, ma'am.
What name?
Good day. Jason Alexander Ayala Walsh.
Okay, Mr. Walsh, you are charged with domestic violence assault. And just a sec. I'm going to order you not to have any contact with the victim. Do you understand that? With Jesse?
I'm the victim, ma'am.
I
Not
know, but
him.
that, in this case, right now, you cannot have any contact with Jesse Walsh. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So no contact with Jesse Walsh, no acts of domestic violence, and you need to come
Yes,
back to
ma'am.
court on August 29th at 9:30, or a warrant will issue for your arrest, okay?
August 29th to this county, this
It's
jail system.
City court, it's city court. They'll say, give you the paperwork,
But-
okay?
Oh, they'll give you the paperwork on the 29th?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
All right, so you're released, but don't have any contact with Jesse.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right, you're released.
All right, so call me. So. Okay, señor. Sí. Okay.
What's your name, sir?
Judge, we need the interpreter.
Okay, Denise, I guess, are we skipping Mr. Patterson, you all? I keep waiting for him. I guess we are.
Patterson.
Your Honor, it looks like Mr. Patterson was posted, he's for you, Senate.
Yay. Okay, thanks. All right. So what is your name, sir?
¿Cuál es su nombre, señor?
Luis Enrique Moria.
Luis Enrique Murillo.
All right, you are charged with felony criminal damage, possession of a dangerous drug, and possession of drug paraphernalia.
Señor, le hicieron el cargo de daños ilegales, posesión de objetos para uso de drogas y posesión de drogas ilegales.
And it looks like you were on release, so I have to hold you with no bond.
Parece ser que está bajo liberación, así que le tengo que detener sin fianza.
I am going to order you not to have any contact with the victims and not to return to their residence.
Voy a ordenar que no tenga usted contacto con las víctimas y no vaya a regresar a la residencia de ellos.
I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. And
Voy a concederle un abogado de oficio para que lo represente.
And there will be a bond hearing on July 30th at 2:30 and a preliminary hearing on August 5th at 1:30.
Va a haber una audiencia para fianza el 30 de julio a las 2:30 y una audiencia preliminar el día 5 de agosto a la 1:30.
Okay.
Muy bien, señor.
All right, we're done then, sir.
Hemos terminado.
Thank you, Denitza. You can be excused.
Thank you, Judge. Thank you very much. Have a good evening.
What's your name, sir?
Erickson.
You are charged with driving under the influence of alcohol, felony criminal damage, 4 counts of felony endangerment, interference with judicial proceedings, and threats and intimidation. Counsel, the state's asking for a $25,000 bond. Did you want to be heard?
Yes, Judge. We're asking that Mr. Erickson is released to pretrial services, or if you're not inclined, we're asking for a $3,000 bond. He has long ties to Arizona. If he were released, he would return home. He is the primary caretaker for his father. His father is 85 years old and has appointments coming up at the VA. So we're asking that he's released to pretrial.
I am going to appoint the public defender to represent Mr. Erickson, order him not to have any contact with any of the victims, no return to the incident location, no alcohol or illegal drugs, don't drive without a valid license, no firearms. I am going to hold him on the $25,000 bond, free trial services if it's posted, and August 5th at 1:30 will be the preliminary hearing. What's your name, sir?
Eddie Galvez.
All right, looks like the state's moving to dismiss these charges, so I will grant that dismissal, and that should be it, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
That's where you feel.
What's your name?
Edward Armstrong.
You're charged with criminal trespass in the first degree. Counsel, I'm inclined to hold Mr. Hochschild since he said he would be returning to the property after the arrest and is willing to go back to jail each time. I figured we could save him a step. Did you want to be heard?
Yes, Judge, if I could get just one second. Judge, he agrees to go to his mother's house on Sahara away from Sassy Drive. So we're asking that you release him to pretrial services.
All right. I will appoint the public defender to represent Mr. Hochschild. I will order him not to go to the incident location. I will hold him on a $2,500 bond, cash or secured, pretrial services if the bond is posted, and August 5th at 1:30 will be the preliminary hearing.
We'll call, so you're gonna have an attorney appointed from our office. Give us a call tomorrow afternoon.
So I have to pay that.
Yeah, pick it out. Yeah.
What's your name?
Cody Levi Hawley.
All right, you are charged with possession of dangerous drugs, possession of drug paraphernalia. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. I'm going to order you not to possess any alcohol or illegal drugs, I'm going to release you to pretrial, so you need to report to them and come back to court for your preliminary hearing on August 14th at 1:30. You also have a shoplift out of South Tucson. Don't go back to the incident location. And come back to court on August 13th at 10 o'clock on that shoplift. Understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor,
Thank you.
Uh-huh. Counsel?
can you please give him, yes, can you please give him a smart court hearing next
Oh.
week too, please, on the felonies?
Sorry, I missed that. Okay. And it-
Thank you.
Yep. You'll explain.
Yes, thank you very much.
The smart court hearing is August 1st at 9 o'clock. I missed it. Okay.
Thank you.
Excuse me.
All right. What's your name, sir?
Ricardo Antonio Lomas, ma'am.
Let's see. Mr. Lomas, you are charged with aggravated assault with a dangerous instrument, aggravated assault with temporary but the substantial injury. And the state's asking for a $50,000 bond. Counsel, did you want to be heard?
Yes, Judge, we're asking for a $10,000 bond for Mr. Lomas. He has long ties to Tucson.
Can you ask for no bond?
My computer is acting badly.
Judge, if I could just add that any bond is going to be akin to no bond for Mr. Lomas.
Okay. Sorry, I can't open my pretrial. Hold on a sec. It will not let me roll it up. Just. Okay. So. I will appoint the public defender, order the defendant not to have any contact with the victim, not to return to the incident location, no firearms or any other weapons, no alcohol or illegal drugs. I'm going to hold him on a $35,000 bond, pretrial services if posted, and the preliminary hearing will be August 5th at 1:30. Then Mr. Lomas has a warrant out of Wilcox Justice Court. And for criminal trespass. I'm gonna release him on that and note that he has a felony hold, and that will be set for August 8th at 9 o'clock, but hopefully they will figure that out and do something with him useful. And then Mr. Lomas has lots of city court failures to appear. So I am going to order him not to return to any of the incident locations and those disorderly conducts and criminal trespass. Appoint a city public defender to follow along with his felony and set that court date for August 27th at 9:30. And that's it for Mr. Lomas. 35, yeah.
For all things.
Why does no one do Form 4s on these? What's your name, sir?
Ralph Peralta.
All right, Ms. Peralta, you are charged with aggravated assault, domestic violence. And counsel of the state's asking for a $50,000 bond. Did you want to be heard?
Yes, Judge, we're asking that Mr. Peralta is released from pretrial services. He has long ties to Tucson. He's employed, he works full time. And if he were released, he'd go to his daughter's house.
I will note that the defendant has an old history of domestic violence charges that even in spite of the sheriff's department not sending us a Form 4 risk assessment, I see the risks in
Oh.
this case. Do we have?
Your
one?
Honor, I'm sorry to interrupt. I have the Form 4.
Isn't that?
Let me see if I can. My clerk was able to get it. I can send it to you. I can let you know that I believe it was 4 yes answers, and so indicating high risk. But let
Okay.
me email that to you
can't-
right now.
Well, you can't email it to me, but probably Jeff did, but you need to tell Jeff that I don't get my emails here anymore. So we need them sent to we need them sent to the justice court clerks because we don't get those anymore, except for Judge Shayad probably. But none of the rest of us have bothered to sign into our emails.
It's so funny. Last night, Judge Cerrillo had one that I didn't have.
Really, I know it's very frustrating, but at the end of the day, with a high risk Form 4, which I could see just the factors in this case and the history in and the allegations in this case, I am going to hold the defendant on a $50,000 bond. Pretrial services if posted. Appoint the public defender. No contact with Deborah Chavy. No return to her work or residence. No firearms. No alcohol or illegal drugs. No acts of domestic violence. August 5th at 1:30 will be the preliminary hearing. Uh-oh, we're losing the jail. Yeah, if you can somehow Ty, kind of let everyone know that we need to get them to us again because we're not getting them. Yeah. You didn't get it? Oh, 50,000. Yeah. Because they don't get, the clerks get those like in their emails like days later too. So it's not useful.
Okay, well, for tonight at least, I am forwarding this to Ellen.
Okay, thanks. All right, and we are done, sir.
Reyes.
What's your name?
Andres Reyes.
You are charged with robbery and aggravated robbery, and counsel of the state's asking for a $50,000 bond. Is there a parole hold yet or no?
Not that I see.
Okay,
I think they're checking. No parole hold, Judge.
okay. All right, so did you want to be heard?
Yes, Judge, we're asking that Mr. Reyes is released to pretrial services. He's fully employed. He's scheduled for work this week. He's primary caretaker for his longtime partner. He lives with his brother, has long ties to Tucson. So we're asking that he's released to pretrial services.
Well, he is on parole for similar types of things. So I will appoint the public defender to represent Mr. Reyes. Order him not to return to the incident location, no contact with the victims, no firearms or other weapons. Post a bond of $35,000 if posted, released to pretrial services. August 5th at 1:30 will be the preliminary hearing.
It's my.
I appreciate the no statistics on that one, Ty.
Yeah. Thanks.
Kind of like the no Form 4, which we don't have, but, all right, we're done.
We did check for the Form 4 on that one. My clerk said we didn't have one.
Okay, maybe it's because the officer knew it doesn't
Oh,
apply.
Maybe.
What's your name, ma'am?
Hi, it's Marshall Wells.
All right, you are charged with 2 counts of domestic violence, aggravated assault, 2 counts of domestic violence, kidnapping, and counsel of the state's asking for $50,000 bond. Did you want to be heard?
Yes, Judge. We're asking that Ms. Wells is released to pretrial services. She's fully employed. She has lifelong ties to Tucson. If you're released, she'd go to her grandmother's house. She also tells me that she's 10 weeks pregnant.
Okay.
So we're asking that she's released to pretrial.
I've never missed her days.
And Judge, she tells me she's never missed a court.
But has she done what she's supposed to on her DV probation case?
Judge, I'm going to advise her not to answer that right now.
Okay. All right, so I am going to appoint the legal defender's office. I am going to order the defendant not to have any contact with Morgan Chaparro, not to return to his residence or work. No alcohol or illegal drugs, no firearms, no acts of domestic violence, $35,000 bond, TTS if posted, and August 5th at 1:30. All right. Okay, you'll stick it in there for the next judge. All right, thank you all. Good night.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Good night.